do today. Today we'll just learn about the pipeline. Okay. Today we'll learn about the pipeline. So all we saw last class is about all the creating and do the configuration administration part and do the configurations and creating freestyle jobs and developing something new, right? So today we'll see how we'll do and automate all those things writing the script. How to write the script and automate the jobs fully. So far we have to come the Jenkins and go and create the jobs manually by selecting the freestyle job. Okay. So what is the pipeline? You should understand before writing the code. Okay. Before writing the pipeline syntax. Let's go here and let's see what is pipeline. So Jenkins pipeline, if you see here, this flow is look like this. Whatever we are doing manually, when you are setting the freestyle job, what we are setting, we are doing the checkout. Like first thing is source code management, SCM. Like we are going to check out something, we're going to check out the code. Okay, after the code is checked out, what we have to do, we have to build it, right? Same thing also we do manually, we are building the code. After that, what we need to test it. What kind of test do you need it? So we can do that. Then staging. Staging, it will be just copy to staging server and then production. So this is the delivery part. The first thing is happens here, checkout, build, test, all this happens. Okay. Now the point is, what is Jenkins pipeline? Okay. So what is Jenkins pipeline? Jenkins, as we know, right? Jenkins is an open source continuous integration server, which has the ability to support the automation of software development process. So that automation process will do by using the pipeline. So we can create multiple automation job with the help of use cases and, and run them as a Jenkins pipeline. One second, guys. Okay, so what we'll do here today, we'll see. So first thing is why you should use the Jenkins pipeline. So Jenkins pipeline is implemented as a code which allows multiple users to edit and execute the pipeline process. What it says, Jenkins pipeline is implemented as a code, that's called Jenkins pipeline as a code which allows multiple users to edit, execute the pipeline process. So that means you are working on one DevOps automation process. Okay, you are just automating something, and in your team, DevOps, suppose 3 or 4 DevOps engineers are working on some project. So you can create the pipeline job like Jenkins pipeline, Jenkins file, and that file can be modified, and many people can work on the same file, same project. Okay. Pipelines are robust. So if your server undergoes an unforeseen restart, the pipeline will be automatically resumed. That will see it in action. Okay. So you can pause the pipeline process and make it wait to resume until there is an input from the user. So we can also send the input while executing the pipeline. Okay. And then Jenkins pipeline supports big projects. You can run multiple jobs and even use pipelines in a loop. So whatever, if you guys have some knowledge on this programming or scripting, you would have seen some kind of looping conditions and everything, whatever you have done in the project, right? Even C++ or Java or Groovy or Shell script, everything we can write in the Jenkins pipeline script, okay, in the Jenkins pipeline. So to write the Jenkins pipeline or to do the automations, we have to write all this in a file. Okay, in a file, in a plain text file, no, with no extension. That is called the Jenkins file. So what is this Jenkins file? Jenkins pipeline can be configured as a text file called Jenkins file. Remember, whenever you are going to write any kind of automations in Jenkins or writing any pipelines code, you have to use the file name as Jenkins file. J should be capital letter, okay, and there should not be any extension. Okay, and what next you can do? You can implement pipeline as code using Jenkins file, and this can be defined by using the domain specific language, that's called DSL. So Jenkins has their own language. I'll show you what that language you can use for. Okay, so the benefits of using Jenkins files, again, we can create pipeline automatically for all branches and execute pull requests with just one Jenkins file. You can review our code, we can audit our Jenkins pipeline. So review, when you are writing something, the codes, we can review within our team, or managers can review, or whatever automations do, everyone can review the code, and then for audit purpose, what code has done and what changes has been made for the automations of the project, we can audit that one also. But when we are setting up in the freestyle job, that will be difficult to audit, because anyone can come here and change the one, though the logs we can find it out. But here the audit purpose will be easier, because we are source coding it, source code management we are doing it, because we're putting everything in the repository, right? And this is the singular source for your pipeline and can be modified by multiple users. For that, what happened? Jenkins actually provide two types of scripting. Okay, two types of defining the Jenkins file. Two ways we can write the Jenkins file. One is declarative, the other one is the scripted one. Okay, one is the declarative one, the other one is the scripted one. So declarative one is the simple pipeline syntax. It's very simple. Anyone can write. It's very simple. Okay, simple English text you can write it. And the scripted one is the which one is can be used only the Groovy script who knows the Groovy syntax has worked on the Groovy, or it is not like a big thing, right? You have to write learn Groovy completely to write this. It's not like that. If you have some basic knowledge or basic understanding, you can understand the concept, understand the script, the syntax, then you can write it. No need to be master on the Groovy. Okay. So, what is this declarative? Declarative pipeline syntax offers an easy way to create pipelines. It contains a predefined hierarchy to create Jenkins pipelines. It gives you the ability to control all aspects of pipeline execution in a simple, straightforward manner. Simple and straightforward manner. But the scripted Jenkins pipeline runs on Jenkins master with the help of lightweight executor. It uses very few resources to translate the pipeline into atomic commands. Both the declarative and scripted syntax are different from each other and are defined totally differently. That will just explain it. Okay, that's all about the theoretical to understand what is this pipeline and how to create the Jenkins file. What is Jenkins file and in which ways we can create the Jenkins file. Okay, so now let's move on and see what is the syntax of writing the Jenkins file. Okay, as I always tell you, whenever you are going to do some automations or learning something, just follow the respective documentation of the tool or any language, right? So the documentations of Jenkins, actually you can get it in the jenkins.io. Okay, this is the pipeline flow. If you see it here, just one second. Okay, if you can see this flow, here the development process is happening. Once the development is done, Jenkins was doing the first start and the source code commit, like something happened, right? After that, workflow starts. Then first stage is source code checkout. It will do the first source code checkout, then build, then test, then deploy. That is the various stages of the Jenkins workflow. Okay, first check out, build, test, and then deploy. Okay, so once a deploy can be production or staging or QA. You can do the deployment also using the Jenkins pipeline. Okay, so here is the Jenkins pipeline syntax. It's a very small syntax, and here why to why you should go for Jenkins pipeline. Okay, it's very coding, durable, reusable, versatile, and extensible. You just follow these documentations of the pipeline, and there are lots of things. I'm not wasting to read this and telling you. You can just go ahead and just read through all this, and you can find it out. Lots of options here. Let me just ping you this link. Okay, just follow this one. And what are we going to do today? So the pipeline syntax. Okay, before doing that pipeline concepts, what I can know. So as we say, this pipeline, a pipeline is a user-defined model of CD pipeline. CD is nothing but the continuous delivery. A pipeline's code defines your entire build process, which typically includes stages for building your applications. Then what is a node? I already told node is a machine or a server where your executions will happen. Okay. Stages. So it has a various stages when you are writing something. So if you do a freestyle job setup, right? What you'll see, you'll have various stages. So all these tabs, suppose, see, it has various stages, right? These are the stage. All the tabs, these are the stages. One is the source code management. This is first thing. The next is build trigger, build environment setups, then build the whatever build you want, then post build action. Post build actions, you can add testing, you can add delivery, you can add deployment, all this. You can do it. This is the manual way you are doing, right? Now, the same things, you can see it here, the stages. The stage is block defines a conceptually distinct subset of tasks. Whatever the task you want to execute, you can put it everything in a stage or a block. That's called stage. Okay, and the steps. So every stage has multiple steps. Suppose for building you need 3 or 4 steps is required to build something. Then you can add different steps inside the stages. So that's called a single task. Fundamentally, a step tells Jenkins what to do at a particular point in time. The task, the simple task, which is you want to make it. Okay. So let's see. This is one of the declarative pipeline fundamentals. This is one of the declarative. The scripted one, we'll learn it later. So today we'll see what is this declarative way of doing this one. It's very simple things, guys. Only you have to write pipeline, then stages. That's all. Let me write it here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, first thing is you have to write simple pipeline, right? Pipeline. Okay, then what I have to do then? Stages. You have to add simple stages. Done. Then stage. I'll add, suppose I need 3 stages or 2 stages, I can add it here. Stages. Suppose I need 3 stages. I'll just add it here. Done. Then every stage, suppose, has different tasks to be executed. So inside stages, I have to add steps. What steps you want to execute? Then this stage also requires, suppose, some steps. Okay. Again, suppose this is required one more steps. Okay. Done. And this is required, suppose, one steps here. Done. See how simple it is. It's very simple, right? So we just added declarative way, just simply written pipeline, nothing else, just pipeline. Okay, simple, created a pipeline, and then what we did, we just added this one. Okay, now let's see in our GitHub. Okay, so 21 days, I think previous classes I had created this Jenkins file. Let me delete this Jenkins file and I'll create it freshly. Okay, I just deleted this one. Okay, so this is this is the one DevOps class. This is the repository. This is my project. I'm going to automate this project. Now what I have to do on this project's root directory, the best directory. This is the project best directory. We can add a file called Jenkins file. So let me first clone this one, clone it, and I'm going to add it in my local server, suppose. Okay, so let me log into the server, or I can add it in the locally also in my machine, laptop. Okay, so something, no, let me add in this. My desktop is totally messed up, so if I add something, I will not find it out. So let it be there. So I'll just connect it to the server. Mm, okay, so what I did here, I just went to this directory. I want to clone this one. This project I'm going to work on. Okay, this project I'm going to work on. So let me copy it, and then first thing is Git. I need to clone this project, right? To DevOps class hyphen repo. So let's clone this. Okay, now it is cloned. So let me just go to this one. Now what I'm going to do, in the best folder, I want to create a simple file. You can use any editor, not a problem. I normally work in office also. I want to work. I always work on the VS Code. The VS Code actually is very really a good editor designed by this Visual Studio like Microsoft. Okay, and it has lots of functionality, lots of plugins, lot more things you can do in this one. It accepts all the programming languages. Okay, so you can use this VS Code. It's very good actually. In my office also I use this one. Okay, fine. So now here I'm going to show you using the VI editor. So what I'm going to do here, simply I created one file called Jenkins file. This is the syntax you have to write. Jenkins file, J should be in the capital. Okay, enter, no extension, nothing. So the first thing, as I told, you have to write the, sorry, you have to write the pipeline. Okay, now stages. Okay, then sorry, stages, then inside stages I can add stages like I did it. Okay, so I don't want to waste time. Let me just copy whatever I had written it here. Okay, simply I'll just copy this. Let me go here and write it. What I did, pipeline, various stages. Okay, then what I'm going to do here, I just want, first thing is, which machine on which server do you want to execute this script? That you have to mention as agent. I can mention as any. I'll just tell you the exact agent name, the later on the classes, okay? But so far I just given as agent any, means any available agent, this automation will be executed. Okay, that's very clear, simple. Agent any, you have to write it down. Next is, what you have to write, you have to simply give the steps, the task, what task you want to execute, right? So suppose I'll give for, I can simply give us echo for just printing purpose. Okay, I'll just give echo. Or one more thing here, the stages you have to specify here which stage it is. Suppose I'll just do it as a build. This is for my build stage. Okay, this is, if you don't give not anything, not a problem, because this is just a message to show in your executor. When you execute in the logs, you can see this is the build stage. You can find it. If you don't specify anything, that is fine. Okay, now the next is you are going to specify that this is after build, I want to test it. Let's test it. Then the next step, suppose stage I want to do that is, like suppose I want to put it as delivery. Let me quickly write it something. So see how I'm writing the code. Okay, now I can just simply print something message. This is the build stage. This is the build stage, and I can write it simple things here. Echo something. Hmm, something. I'm just writing it like to show you how it works. Then we can add the actual code inside the steps. Okay, done. Let me save it. Okay, that's all. This is very simple guide. This is the declarative way of writing the Jenkins file on pipeline. Okay, hit enter. So I wrote it here. Let me push this to the remote repository, right? I locally cloned it and added it. So let me quickly add it to the remote repository. Git commit. So this is the time I just did it locally, but going forward I'll write everything in the GitHub itself. Okay, Jenkins file added. Good. Now git push origin master. Okay, I need to get the key. Okay, now my code is pushed. So let's work on this here. Now let's refresh this one. Okay, see, Jenkins file just added 43 seconds ago. My Jenkins file is added into this one. Okay, now I want to set up a pipeline job in Jenkins. So what I have to do, I need, okay, let's go to the Jenkins, go to new item. Okay, just give a first pipeline job. I can match something. I just, based on the project, you have to give the name, suitable name. Okay, now let's go to the select pipeline. You have to select the pipeline. Okay, Just give me anything. So the build trigger, I'm not setting up anything because I'm just going to give you demo and I'll execute it manually. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so what we can do here, build triggers. Okay, I'm not doing any build triggers. Simply, I'm going to show you some examples here. So these things I'll show you later. Build triggers is not required. You can see the difference now in the pipeline. We have only few things are there, few steps are there, few tabs are there. But in freestyle, all the stages, whatever we have. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Okay, so what we can do here, the build trigger, I'm not doing anything. The advanced project options, you'll see the pipeline. This one will see later. Then it comes the pipeline. Okay, so the pipeline, it gives two options here. One is pipeline script and pipeline script for SCM, source code management. So if you give the pipeline script, let me go two ways. One is pipeline script and the, so let me just copy whatever is written it here. Okay, so if you select pipeline script, all the script you can write it here, simple things. Okay, just write it here and then that's all. Okay, then select save. Saved it. So we created the job. Now let's build it. Let's build it. It is failed. That's good. Okay, it is failed. Okay, so we'll fix it. Why it is failed? It says max table start of failed expecting starting literal from here. That means we did a mistake here. So what mistake we did? Let me just fix it everything in the GitHub itself. So let me edit this file. If you see here, I forgot to add the quote here. It should be quoted. It should be quoted. Okay. If you see this pipeline syntax, it should be quoted here. See this quoted. So I'm going to give some quote here, single quote. It should be single quote. That's why the build is failed. If anywhere you missed something in the code, it will fail. Okay, all the single quotes should be there. So if you see here, all the single steps quotes are there. Okay, now I'm just saving it over here. Commit changes. Okay, so that's why guys, whenever you work any automations, any pipelines, or writing any code, you will get lots of failures in the first instance because there will be some mistakes. Then once you, by seeing the logs, you can fix that issue. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now let's go here and rebuild it. Let's build it. Again it is failed. Let's see why it is failed again. Oh man, what happened? What happened, guys? If you're seeing my screen, I think you can answer it. What happened?
I think we changed in the SCM Git, but here locally we did not change.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Actually, Tapno is watching perfectly. So, what has happened
Mm-hmm.
here? I changed all this in the GitHub. Okay, but I had written in the script itself, right inside the Jenkins. I'm not pulling anything from
Mm-hmm.
GitHub. Okay, so let's go to configure and change it here because I locally wrote it here. See, it is not added here, right? So which yeah. Okay, so now let's build it. Oh no, again it is failed. Good. So this time there should be something different error. So here the error is something stage, multiple occurrence of step sections. Good. Okay. So what I am going to do? It says multiple occurrence of step sections in the test stage. Let me remove one. Um, I just removed this one. I'll show you how to add
Two
this again.
steps.
Yeah, two
Mhm.
steps I had added. That's why it is failed. Now let's build it again. This time it is working. So if there is any syntax error, guys, in the first place itself, it will fail. In the first place itself, it will fail. Immediately, it will be failed because there is some syntax error. If there is no syntax error like this, you can see there is something will be running. Now you can see it is success, and you can see some stages here look like the graphical things. You can see build, test, and delivery. Guys, whatever the graphical you are seeing it is real time companies we work like this. Okay, so how you'll get this graphical things in your Jenkins, it will not be there. These steps will not be there. Okay, so there is one called blue ocean blue ocean one plugin. This plugin you should install it in your applications. Okay, so what you have to do, just again go to the manage Jenkins. If you go to the plugin section and search for blue ocean. Okay, so blue ocean is a graphical user interface to see the stages. Okay, all your pipeline stages. Okay, now if I go manage plugins, every company they use this one blue ocean. I have worked for last two companies. I have seen this one. They are using it. Okay, so you should always do some practice here. So just search for blue ocean. Sorry, blue ocean. So if you see here, the blue ocean is installed here. It is actually the blue ocean, the blue ocean aggregator. It has lots of other things also. If you install the main one, it will be installed all this whatever the required things. Okay, so blue ocean, search for blue ocean, log in and install it, and you will get one thing for like this one, this icon. You will get it. Okay, so all these jobs you will see it will be look like these stages. Okay, all are success now. So now what I'm going to do, I simply created a small job here, small Python. Let's add let's add all the commands and scripts what we want to execute. Okay, now you understood how we can write scripts directly in the Jenkins itself. We directly added all these scripts in the Jenkins itself. Now I want that two options like pipeline script and then other one is pipeline script from SCL. Select this one. This time we want to pull the Jenkins file from this, okay, from the GitHub. Now what I'm going to do here, select pipeline script from SCM. As soon as you select, it will give you from where you want to get the pipeline. I want to get it from the Git. Then it will give the repository here. Just get the, before doing that, let me edit this because I have to remove the extra steps which was throwing the error. Commit changes, go here, and we can get it from here. Just get this one, save it here. Okay, and yeah, as it is public repository, did not ask me any credentials, that you know very well, right? That's good. Now I'm going to build it master, but what I'm going to, okay, let it be the in the master. Now the script path, you should always mention as Jenkins file. It should always mention as Jenkins file because this is the script path which is going to be executed. Okay, now this setup we did it, save it, execute now. See, first it does declarative checkout SCM. See the steps how it is working. Now it did build, then test, then delivery. First it did checkout, build, test, and delivery. This checkout will be done automatically by the setups we did. So if you see the logs, see it checked out the file, Jenkins file, automatically, and whatever the stages there, it is executed. Okay, okay guys, any doubt so far, or else we'll move on and add some code into that. Okay, so what we can do here now, let's add some real-time project. Okay, so we are going to work on this project. Then what is the project? The same DevOps project I'm going to work, DevOps web, but this time we are not going to create freestyle, we are going to create the Jenkins file. Okay, so here if you see, I have how many branches? I have feature case 1.1. That's what demo I was showing, right? Now let me create one new branches that's called feature.
Ranjit, small doubt here, Ranjit.
Yes, yes, please.
Actually, in the Jenkins files, you have mentioned like uh, build, test, and delivery. When you are building, we can see the graphical user interface like build a success, test success, delivery success.
Yeah.
How that Jenkins file will understand which part is for build and which part is test, which part is for delivery, like that.
Okay, so if you see, okay, so if you see here, the one second. If you see the Jenkins file, let me close this. Okay, so you mean to say how the Jenkins will know which step is what, right? That is your question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So if you see here, I have specified how many stages I want to execute. I mentioned specifically the stage. So when the Jenkins will execute, it automatically execute the build step first, then test, and then test delivery. Based on the sequence you have set up, it will execute one after another. Okay, then Jenkins, how it will know? Now, that is what your question, right? Or your question is how Jenkins will add in the graphical user interface here, right?
No, no, no. How this Jenkins will understand
Mhm.
build is only this part, test is only this part, delivery is only this part.
On this,
If you do build now, everything will build it and it will deploy automatically, right?
mhm.
Like that, till how what is the stage build we need to do. Suppose if you select only build in the Jenkins pipeline,
Mhm.
even though if you select build only,
Mhm.
based on our configurations, it will go to delivery also, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
That is what.
based on the configurations, it will go. See, whatever you have written in the Jenkins pipeline, Jenkins will execute that one. Suppose you will remove, let me execute again. Suppose you don't want
If
to,
we'll run it,
Yeah.
If we interchange, let test will put to top, build will move down. So interchange also it will also reflect
Yeah.
same way,
Based
like
on
test,
based on
then
the
build,
way.
then
Yes. So based on the
mhm.
sequentially you set off, based on that it works. Based on that, sorry, not this one. So based on that it will work. Okay. Suppose what is that? Okay. So but in this Jenkins file, what we did, let me edit something and show you. If I don't want to deliver it anything, just remove this space. Okay. Just remove this space. This space I removed. Okay. And then let's execute it. Okay. Now you can see here the delivery part is blank. It did not work. The delivery things it only executed up to test. Delivery did not happen. So if I go here, see the logs will have only build and test. See build and test. We remove the delivery part from the staging. You can remove it or you can comment it also. Okay. And if you want to test it first and then add it in your, okay, so if you want to add, suppose before building anything, if you want to scan something, scan the code for quality check, normally we used to do it. Okay, so based on the developers, like suppose I want to add a scan part stage. Okay, suppose this stage is suppose scanning, code scanning. I'll add one code scanning. Got it. I added one step. Before build, I added one more step. One more stage. If I build this code now, what will happen? Build now. See, seventh what happened? Code scanning. First code scanning, then build,
Added, yeah,
then test. Delivery part is
test.
removed. Okay, this is how it will work. And how this graphical user friend face is working based on the plugin we used, Blue Ocean. So that software
Well,
will scan the Jenkins file and see what are the stages are there. Based on the input, whatever you have put, it will display it here. Okay. Any doubt, Venkat?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Thank you. So let's move on and to the real project now. So I'm going to work on this project and I'll show you how we can do it, and there will be tasks for you. You can do at home also. So I have three branches now. I have three branches as I told here. Now let me just go and create one more branches. That's called. I'm going to get it the new branches from the master itself. Okay. So let me just create a branch called feature. This is a real time how you have to work, guys. Everything I'm doing real time company how you are working. Okay, so that you'll be experience here itself by doing practice. Then when you go for a interview, that's okay, you can answer it. But when you go to join the organization and do the project, it will be easy for you to go directly and work on the project because you know how the process works. Okay, now every time you have to always
yeah,
going to create a branch whenever you are going to work something. Suppose I gave something called the Jenkins file. I created a branch called feature slash Jenkins file. Okay, now create it from the master. So I created a branch now, and um, what happened here? We have a file called Jenkins file. I want to, because based on this Jenkins file it works, right? I want to get this Jenkins file. Let me see what are the Jenkins file and what we need to update. So before that, let me start one Tomcat server for the delivery. Okay, let me start the Tomcat server. So all you are familiar with the Tomcat server setup and how you can configure the Tomcats in the Jenkins, right? So you can do the setups now. Let me do the Tomcat server setups. Okay, so it's working now. Okay, so the Tomcat server is running. Now I just want to work on this Jenkins file. Okay, what I'm going to do here, let me edit the Jenkins file. And here I have specified the tools, which tool I'm going to execute it. So where this local Maven it is getting, what is this local Maven? This local Maven which I have set up in the configurations, global tool configurations. Okay, this local Maven. So it will execute this Maven. And then here I am giving some parameters to the, I'm parameterizing the automations. That means whenever you are going to deliver, so I can give the inputs now. So what is happening here? The staging server, I have given only one server. This is the name and default value. This is nothing but the server name where you are going to deliver something. Okay. Suppose I have just created one Tomcat server now. So it should be just you want to get the IP address here. Okay. I got the IP address now. Now what I'm going to do simply um, permission denied. Okay, fine. Let's see if the job is working or not. Okay. Now what I've done, I just got this IP addresses of Tomcat server. What I'm going to do here, just change it. This one. I changed the Tomcat server. This is 3.108.235, right? 108.235. A remote staging server. Same thing. Leave it. And what I'm going to do, as I'm going to use the tool as Maven, here in the build step, I'm in the build step, I just executing Maven clean package. MBN is the command which is going to be executed. So sh is the shell script, right? Because this environment is the Unix environment, so I executed sh. If it is Windows, it should do the bat. Okay, I'll show you that one. Don't worry. After the build step, what other step you want to do? So after build we have seen, right, the post build section. So you have to write the post here. After build you want to do some post build section. So once it is success, once this is success, the build, then I'm archiving the artifacts. So archiving the artifacts, this archive artifacts is the command you have to write, and the artifacts, which artifact you want to do that. After that, the deployment. Next is here two stages, guys. Only is build and then stage. Okay, and there is one post build section also there. And this stage, what I'm doing, I'm just parallelly building this one. So I don't need this parallel now. So let me remove this. Remove this. Okay, so what I'm doing, this stage is just okay. Let me remove this one also. As I was doing parallelly, I removed it. I don't need this one. Let me just clean it everything. I was doing some other demo, so let me make it here clean. So this stage is, one stage is to build and the other stage is deploy to staging server, right? what I'm going to do now here, it's done. So the delivery to staging, what I'm going to use here, sh command again. I'm just simply copying using scp, simple copying scp, the war file to the Tomcat Weber folder. Okay, now let's do the commit changes. All this code is clear, guys. Let me run a project and then we'll just talk about more on this. Okay, commit changes. Now what happened? The code is done. What I'm going to do, I am just getting this Jenkins file. This is the branch, and I just need this code to be copied and added here. So let me configure this first pipeline from weekend batch. I'm reconfiguring it. Okay. Instead of this, I just remove it and paste the code. This is also public now. I made it public, right? Now everything is there, but here something I need to change it. Here I'm not going to build the master. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to execute the feature branch, right? Feature slash Jenkins file. I'm going to Jenkins file, I'm going to build this branch. I don't want to build the master, so now I'm going to build this branch. Okay, or you can add a branch here also if you want to build another branch. Okay, I don't want to add it anymore. So feature Jenkins, that's all, on Jenkins file. Okay, save it. So our job is created. Now let me build this one. Okay, let's see what is happening. Okay, now if there is some syntax, it will fail. If not, it will work. Okay, now it is just working. First it is checking it out, then tool, then building it. Okay, build is going on. Again, delivery. So what happens? Deploy to staging, also it done, and all success. What happens? The tools, declarative sections tools is installed, build, and then deploy to staging. All this happen. Let's check the logs, what is happening. So first it checked out, this one, everything is checked out. Then using this ambient clean package command, it built the project, Java project. It built, and then post build, post stage is archiving the artifacts. So it is archiving the artifacts. After that, what happened? It just copied this to the root and the password here, and it successfully copied, I think. Finish successful. Okay, it's successfully copied. Okay, now if I go,
Ranjit,
yeah, yeah, please.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So, can we add here, can we declare here Sonar queue? So it will scan the code. Once it will, once it will go against the Sonar rule, it will fail the build.
Yes.
In Maven itself, can we declare that?
No. See, the Sonar queue, the Sonar scanning and everything, and the JUnit. So again, how you'll add this? Okay, tell me how you'll add Sonar queue. Is it a requirement? First, you have to understand. Why?
In plugin itself, we can add, right?
No.
Maven.
That's okay. You can do whatever you want to in the plugin. You can do. First, you have to get all these details from your developer. If with the Sonar queue is required to scan. So what is the Sonar queue? Sonar queue is a tool to scan the code and do the quality check, right? Sonar type and Sonar
Yes.
is a scanning tool. So you can add this where in the pipeline. Okay, in this pipeline. Okay, let me just go to the project.
So in Jenkins files, we can add, Naranjan,
Yes, in the Jenkins file,
at
you
the
have to,
beginning.
yes, at the beginning or anywhere. Suppose you want to add in the beginning. So what you can do, you can just go here, do the Sonar queue. Before doing that, you should have the Sonar queue plugin installed. and the SonarQube tool should be installed on the server. Okay, then go to the manage Jenkins.
Yeah.
Manage Jenkins, and then search for available SonarQube scanner. Okay, go ahead, install without.
Sir, Ranjit, SonarQube is a static code analyzer or?
Yeah, static code analysis. It's a scanning. It's the
Okay, okay,
scan the code. It's a code scanner.
okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
This SonarQube is there. There are also other tool like called Sonar Type. Sonar Type is there. So it depends on the what type of scanning like tool there in your company you're using. Okay. Suppose I just added the. Please go mute if you're not. Okay. So SonarQube scanner. So I added just it here. If I go here again, you'll find some Sonar type will be available there. Okay. If you see, there are multiple. So Sonar type is part of Nexus. It is a Nexus plugin. Sonar type Nexus plugin. Okay, you can add this one also. Okay. Now I don't need this. Let's leave it. Okay.
What things in code, Ranjit?
Sorry.
Sonar humans. What things need to be scanned in code? The tools.
Yeah. So the code, that's why that's called the quality check scanner, right? So it will check how many bugs in your code, how many errors is there, how many duplicates you have written, how many warnings are, everything it will show. All the code it will scan it. It will give you before building happens, before building itself, it will scan all these things and how many vulnerability is there, how many bad codes you have written, everything it will just scan it and give it to you, all this result. Okay.
This all written in Java or this?
The SonarQube, see, it is for all codes. See, SonarQube, I am not no familiar with the SonarQube, what is written here, but it's so far whatever I know, it scans Java, it scans .NET code also. Apart from that, I don't know anything else. Maybe it will be scanning some other codes also. It scan the .NET code. It's VS like Visual Studio codes also. It scans Java codes. So apart from that, maybe it will be using. Maybe companies will be using this one for other scanning and all. So you can do it. Okay. So what we did, we installed the SonarQube plugin here. So what you have to do next, the SonarQube tool should be installed on your server to which server you are building the project. In that server, the SonarQube tool should be available. The SonarQube tool should be available. Then you can write one more stage here to one more stage here. Okay, stage, simple things like we did. Okay. SonarQube scan at the stage. Okay. Suppose I just added here because I don't have any code to scan it now. Okay, and I have not installed any. I'm just showing you how you can do that one. Okay, first you just go and install the plugins. See, all these things will be there before your Jenkins administrator, whoever there, they will be already installed if your project is required, that one. And that SonarQube should be installed on the server where you are executing the project. That is, you should remember always, guys. Okay, and that once SonarQube is installed, that all, then you can write the code to scan that one, and there will be a SonarQube scanner. If you go to the plugins and search for uh, plugins. Sorry, plugins, right? Jenkins plugin. I had said all this link, right, to you. I had showed you. So search for now Sonar Q. Sonar Q. See, Sonar Q scanner, right? Go here, and you'll find the documentations of that. How to use the Sonar Q. Okay, Sonar Q scanner for Jenkins. Here is the see. It also does the .NET solutions and all, right? Sonar Q for Maven, Sonar Q for Gradle. Right? So go for Sonar scanner for Maven, and you'll see how this can be used. Either you can add in the setting.xml of Maven project, okay, settings.xml of Maven project, or you can write it down, see, like this, sonar, and you can just execute it. And this Sonar should be installed on this project. If I add simply this Sonar things in my project, it will fail because the Sonar things is not installed on the machine, and this authentication tokens and all this not available. Okay, in this way you can add it. You know how to use the plugins, you know very well, right? So this way you have to use how to fix version of Maven plugin and all, everything is there. Now you can add it here. Okay guys, so you know how to use this is the step where you can add in the Maven itself. While executing, the Maven itself is doing the Sonar queue, but there are stages where you can build this one using the you can add the steps in the pipeline itself. In the pipeline itself you can do the, here you can just add like sonar, it will fail. Okay, I simply just added Sonar and Sonar. Okay, let's see what is happening. Commit changes. Okay, so what I did it here during building itself, I did scanning and then building, but I can do this step before this one also. Okay, let me execute it. What is that? Dashboard. It will fail if it is okay. So what options you are getting? Build with parameters. Okay, it is build with parameters. So if you want to change something here, you can change it and build it. Build it now. So it's build happening. See, build is failed. Build is now failed. Build failed, deploy to staging failed because what happened? It skipped the stages. Okay, why build failed? Let's check the log. You can see the logs here itself, guys. If you have this open blue version, you can see the logs here. Logs, you can find it here. So what is this logs? Why it is failing? You can exactly go to the particular failure here. The build is failed, cannot be reached because we don't have SonarQube installed on our server. So now you know how to use the SonarQube, and it's up to you if you install and you can use it. This server, I don't have any SonarQube server, so I am not able to do that. Okay, so this is how you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work. So let me remove this one, and I'll show you the final delivery part, so that, and we'll wind up this session. One second. Where I have to edit, let me edit this one. Sonar is, because I don't have Sonar server, so I just removed it. Commit changes. Now this is not working because the Tomcat server is not working. So let me log into the Tomcat server first. So Just 1 second.
So on the Tomcat server slept, now you are going to awake it.
Yeah, the Tomcat server actually is not working. So I'm just going
Responding.
to start it, right? OPT, and it is in the Tomcat server. So go to the Tomcat. So cd bin and start the. It is a startup.sh, and it should be under sudo. Okay. Okay, Tomcat is now started. Let's go here, refresh this. Okay, Tomcat server is working. Now the project name is DevOps. DevOps, right?
Ranjit, 1 second, Ranjit. Regarding this Tomcat, do we need to specify the exact security rules to be enabled in our while launching the EC2 instance? Any specific security rules?
Yeah, that 8080 should be, because see, it is running on the 8080, right? 8080 server. So sorry, 8080 port. So 8080 should be whitelisted. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about if we install both the thing in Jenkins as well as the Tomcat in the same server? In that case, how we will be able to access Tomcat,
Yeah.
Ranjit?
Yeah. You forgot. I think in the last class I had shown you, right?
Last class.
Yeah. Last class.
Yeah, in server XML we
Yeah.
need to
You need
change
to
the port
enable. You
number.
can change this port in the server configuration path. Okay. In the some server configuration path, you can change it. Just go through the video, last class video, you can find it out. Okay. So you can change this port if you, because if you cannot run both the application in the same port number, right? So you have to change one, either Jenkins, or you can change it the Tomcat. So always change the Tomcat, because sometimes what happen, for testing purpose in the same server will have multiple Tomcat servers will be there, multiple Tomcat applications, Tomcat web servers will be there. So you can, how you can do it, you can by using the multiple ports, 8080, 8181, or 82, 83, 85, anything you can give it. I'll show you example also, don't worry.
Yeah, Ranjit. I changed the server.xml file. I changed the port number also in that server.xml file, but still I'm unable to access that web server.
Okay, then you have to, suppose you change, what port number you changed?
Previously it was in 8080, so 80. I changed it to 8282. It is not working. Then I changed the 8081. It is not working. Don't know why.
I think
Whatever the port you are changing, you have to give firewall for that, right? 8282, you have to whitelist that one. 8081, you have
Yes. Yes, I done the same thing. After changing the server.xml file, I given the access to that. And in our security file, security rules, I'm updating that 8282 or whitelisted.
uh, but it's not working.
But still, yeah, it is not working. I'm missing something here. I need
I
some
think
help.
yeah, actually, Madhi, even I also faced the same thing. I just changed the configuration file with using sudo command. After that, what I did is I have enabled the TCP, custom TCP with 8082. Then I stopped server, Tomcat server, and started. Then it was working.
okay.
Oh, I
So Madhu,
didn't stop that server.
so you have not restarted the server, then how the server will know that?
Registered.
You have
Okay, I understand now. Yeah. The way we did for Maven, right? The same way we need to do for this one, right? While installing,
yes.
restarting, then only it will. Okay.
Okay. So that's good, guys. Okay. At least you guys are working. That's so good. Now, what happened? I just deployed directly using the pipeline. I quickly change. I will do some changes quickly, and let's see it is working. So this code is perfectly working because it is able to deploy the code. Now let me change something in the So guys, you know how I am working on the feature Jenkins file only. Okay, and how to set up this also, in the configurations. So now I'm going to change something in the Jenkins file. Sorry, not Jenkins file. Go to the change something in the, to search whether it is working perfectly. Okay, so just modifying. Um, okay, fine. Commit changes. Let's build the job now. Okay, build the job with parameters. Build it. So all the stages are working now. It is building. Okay. Okay, now it is success. Okay, let's go here. This is fully automated. I'm not going to change anything. Suppose multiple users are working, they can just go ahead and change the Jenkins file over here. Just go ahead and change the respective Jenkins file. Okay, 1 second. So if I go here and refresh it, see, 6 November pipeline automations. So the code is successfully delivered to the staging environment. Similarly, if you want to add multiple servers in the Jenkins file to be delivered, you can add another parameter in the next line, give one's IP address and something different, and then change it. And then you can write some other SCP to copy it, to deliver it. Okay. That's all, guys. Today we learned about this pipeline, and I would advise you to do practice this one. Just copy, clone this Jenkins file, and just work on that. Okay. So,
And
to
it can
practice.
explain SCP command.
Sorry.
Can you explain SCP command?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a good. See, this STP command, what it does, if you're not familiar with Unix commands, we can easily understand what is this, right? So the, here, it is what I'm going to use. Here, the strict host key checking no means it will not check the any host key. Then I am just copying this var file, /star.var. It will just get the var file from the target folder and then deliver to the server. So what is the server? Here, the parameter section. If you see this parameter section, I have added here default value, right? The parameters. Here, default value is given this. Same things I have given it here. Params, the string name dot staging server. The staging server is nothing but the name of the parameters whatever we have specified here. Okay, so that is the staging server. And colon, this is the SCP command. The simple syntax here. opt tomcat web apps. This is the folder where I am delivering the file. Okay, this is the parameter whatever I have declared over here. Same thing I am just getting it here. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, good. So any questions to discuss, guys? Okay, so what we can do, we can wind up this call, and tomorrow same time 8:30 we'll connect. Okay, so we can discuss if you have
Yeah,
doubt
yeah.
tomorrow, then we can discuss that.
Okay, Ranjit. Thank you so much, Ranjit.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.